Do you like dirty little secrets as much as we do? Today, I'm here with Hans Coleman from 5281 A Step Above Inspections, and we are talking about plumbing systems and bathrooms. Whether you are a buyer needing to check out a home that you're buying, or maybe you're just a homeowner and want to make sure that your home is in shape, we're talking about plumbing and bathrooms today. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good to be here.
So when you're on an inspection, tell us what kinds of plumbing issues are you commonly seeing in these homes?
Corrosion, a lot of corrosion in pipelines, rust, of course, with the water heaters themselves, possible breaks, and then what type of plumbing it is itself. Is it copper? Is it PEX? Or is it that polybutylene stuff?
So you're not often going in and finding leaks, or is that something that you look for as well?
It does happen every once in a while, specifically under like vanity sinks, kitchen sinks, things like that. We'll find some leaks every once in a while, but no, it's usually not a problem. The homeowners really want to get things fixed and looking at least nice to where they can not see those issues.
Yeah, because usually if there's a leak, that's something that people are taking care of pretty quickly, or at least they should
It
be.
should be, yes. That should never come up in an inspection item. It shouldn't. You should know.
So, water pressure. I know I don't think about water pressure that much except for when it comes to showers. And then,
Yeah.
everyone wants good water pressure for their shower.
Yeah.
Um, how do you test water pressure? What should it be at?
So for copper, which is pretty much the normal. It's kind of what we all kind of have in our homes. Copper, but for copper lines, we want that aid to be around 80 psi. And then I test that by having a pressure gauge that I put on the hose bibs on the outside of the house. Make sure, of course, everything on the inside is turned off, and then turn the hose bib on, and that'll give me what pressure is coming through the lines.
Okay, so you're looking for something around 80 psi.
Correct.
Now you mentioned copper. Are you saying like if people had PEX lines or something instead of copper pipes, that it would be a different pressure?
It could be, yeah. I mean, because plastic lines, might not have that same resilience as a rigid copper line does. So if you have a PEX line and your water pressure for the house is 130, it's probably you're just asking for a pipe break.
Okay, so I guess I was only thinking about low pressure being sucky for showers.
That's true.
And I guess I didn't think about if like what a high pressure, what
Yeah.
kind of problems, talk about what kind of problems that causes.
Absolutely. Water hammers, you'll hear it throughout the house. Like if you turn hot water on and off and you do it relatively quickly, click it and you'll hear like a noise throughout the house. That's a water hammer. You have way too much pressure going through your lines. But yeah, normally the leaks come from high water pressure typically. And when you turn things on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off, it's building pressure, losing pressure, building pressure, losing pressure, building pressure. Eventually something is going to give.
That water hammer thing, we just had that happen on an inspection, that duplex that you looked at. And you told me it was funny because you were saying that it's like a $3 part at Home Depot or something that's
Something like that. Yeah. It's called a hammer rester, typically about this big.
Yeah.
You have a plumber install it. The part itself is around $3 to $10, I think. And then of course the plumber will charge you $780 to come into your house. But yeah, you'll get it. It's easy. It's an easy fix. The plumber can do it pretty easy.
Yeah, this brings up such a good point for buyers when you're doing an inspection and you're looking at things. You're going to get this long laundry list of,
The honeydew list, yeah.
yeah, the pages and pages of things that Hans found that were wrong with the house. But one of the things that we do is we help advise our clients like what's a big deal and what's not a big deal. So that water hammer is such a great example because that sound, it makes that big sound and it sounds scary, but like you said, it's a $3 part at Home Depot. So if you're handy at all,
That
it's not that big of a deal. So
Yeah, if you're handy, a 20-minute fix. Yeah, absolutely. Best place if you want to become handy, YouTube. YouTube videos have a video for everything out there.
that is great.
As a new homeowner, YouTube is probably your newest best friend, short of Home Depot.
Yeah. Um, So when you're in the bathrooms, I know we said, you're looking under the sinks. You're making sure that there's no leaks happening when you're under the sink. Is there anything else you're looking for under the sink?
Yeah. We're making sure that there's a proper P-trap that the
Oh,
water can actually trap, so that way the sewer gases don't come back up into the house and you start smelling sewer gases from your sink, your shower, kitchen sink, things like that. And then also another great thing that a lot of people don't think about is the shutoff valves for that faucet. The hot water and the cold water shutoff valves. Do you have the ability of even shutting it off? Are the shutoffs missing? Are they missing a handle? Are they broken? What are they? And so we're looking at that kind of stuff too. Because if you can't shut something off and you have water flying everywhere, it kind of becomes a problem
yeah.
quickly.
Which is why one of the things I know I always have you show my buyers when we're on an inspection, I always have you show them where their main water shutoff is.
Probably the most important thing in a house, a main water shutoff. Knowing right where that is, making sure you keep a path cleared to it. So that way if something is going on, you can just do this.
Yeah, that is important. So you've looked underneath the sink. We're out of the sink. What else are you looking around at, like in a bathroom, as far as the tub, the shower, the toilet?
Yeah. Is the toilet also leaking? Flapper valve, maybe possibly not aligned correctly. Maybe the chain isn't in the inside's getting in the wrong way. Maybe the toilet itself doesn't flush very easily. When you do sit down on the toilet, does the whole toilet move and shift and break? Can you do this with the toilet? Can you do this? It's probably not a good thing.
Do you sit on every toilet you inspect?
I don't, well, you can sit and then you can do this. It's kind of cool just to make sure that it doesn't move. So just sit down.
I just had no idea how thorough your inspections were.
There's a lot of things that you don't see that's behind the thing. And granted, it's a little embarrassing, so I typically try not to do it when people are around. But yeah, I'll sit there. It's good.
All right, what about the tub and the shower? What are you looking for?
Leaks that are constantly behind the wall. So if you turn on your shower and you have a leak coming out, dripping from that excussion plate down the shower wall, most likely a leak behind the wall itself. So we're looking for that.
Wait a minute. So I want to recap this one more time for our viewers. So when you turn on the water, if all of the water is not contained to where it's supposed to be coming out, if it's coming out anywhere before that, then that could be dripping down into your wall. So if you regularly turn on a faucet or a shower and it's dripping down against the tile or the shower surround, you want to get that looked at right away. You do not want water in your walls.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you'll know relatively quickly when you have a water leak because, of course, whatever's below it, you'll just look up and that stain that we might be talking about might be a water leak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and not everybody can get down underneath it, like.
That's true. So, yeah, there's an inspection I did almost 2 months ago that the water had been constant leak into the crawl space. The water has never been checked. It never was looked at. The entire crawl space was completely flooded. It was nothing but a mud pit, and they had no idea. Mold was crazy out there. So there's,
Oh, no.
even in Colorado, you can get mold, and it's usually when you have a leak that you're neglecting to fix. Maybe you don't know about it. Probably is why you're not fixing it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about mold for a minute because this is something that hides and you can't see it. And as a buyer, if you're doing an inspection on a house, you need to know that you're not inspecting for mold. Like testing for mold is a whole separate thing. Can you talk about that a little bit?
No, you're absolutely right. In Colorado, we're lucky we have a very dry climate. So mold is not as big of an issue out here as say it is down in Florida. But yeah, definitely if you have a leak that you're constantly just letting go and go and go and it's just leaking and leaking and leaking and you don't know about it, that's probably going to get you mold. If you're pretty good with reacting to that leak and getting it fixed and getting all the surrounds fixed, in Colorado, you probably won't have mold there afterwards.
But how do you test for mold? Because a lot of times mold is behind things.
Yeah.
And so, what is your recommendation? I mean, aside from preventative measures to make sure it doesn't grow in the first place, like if you were looking to buy a home, what kinds of things would you look for? How would you try to make sure that it didn't have mold?
Yeah. Things I would look for, and as a home inspector, even though we're not specifically looking for it, I'm still going to look for it because that's just kind of how our brains work. But spots, a lot of black spots that are coming from the maybe it's coming from the other side of that wall and it's starting to protrude to the other side. He'll start seeing a bunch of black spots. The other thing that I use is a thermal camera.
Okay.
And then it'll kind of, just like the same thing with the roof leaks, we'll be able to actually see like a purple or a blue spot where everything else is nice and red or yellow. You get this nice blue spot that maybe you can't see, and you know that something's going on behind that wall. Unfortunately, we don't get to rip apart and tear apart the wall, so we can only comment on it, but it would definitely be something I would look at before you close on that house.
Now, is that something that you can test for yourself, or do you pretty much have to hire a professional to come out and test?
I think Home Depot does have mold tests, but I think the tests from Home Depot are more like if you see mold, we want to test for what type of mold it is to figure out how we're going to properly remediate it. Because there's many of spawns of mold, whatever they call them, spore
Yep.
types of mold. So I think that's what they're testing for. But realistically, there's air sifters tests that like a little machine that will suck in the air into a canister, and you'll find out what kind of mold spores are randomly floating through the air. That, or we'll take a mold swab itself of the mold again. Usually, if we see it, we'll take a swab of it and we'll have it tested and put into a lab to analyze.
Okay. I thought mold was kind of stuck in places, but you're saying that mold can be out in the air.
Yeah, that's how asthmatics get it.
Ugh, great.
Yeah, it's not just stuck onto something. It's usually whatever's floating through the air, and that's how. Yeah.
Okay, so bathtubs. What about caulk, Hans?
Everybody loves the cack.
I know when I'm in bathrooms as a, semi-professional.
With the cack.
Yeah, like I'm looking to see if the caulk looks clean.
Yeah, keep in mind, I wouldn't even bring this really subject up because then it gets into a subject of what's the difference between mildew and mold. There's a huge difference between mildew and mold. We don't care about mildew. Take a spray bottle of bleach and throw it down the thing. It'll turn white tomorrow. Mold is a whole different subject, whole different option.
So where does mildew? So mold is mold
Mildew
spores.
mildew is primarily on that caulking that you talk about, or the tile grout that wasn't sealed. You'll see it'll turn black. That's mildew, that's not mold.
So when you see the dirty caulk around the tub and it looks like it needs to be clean, it's actually probably just mildew, and that's really easy to clean.
Yeah, spray bottle of bleach will do it just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. One of the other things that you often do at inspections is the sewer scope. Why don't you just run us through kind of what you're doing when you do a sewer scope, what you're looking for?
Yeah, we're essentially taking a camera and shoving it up your tailpipe. I think that was pretty good, yeah?
And I recently found out there's poop in there. Just dumb. But yeah, so it's a sewer line. You're shoving a camera down the sewer line.
Taking a picture of everything. A video is going to be taken of it. We're looking for roots. Any kind of blockages in the actual sewer line itself. Offsets, like maybe you have a pipe that's kind of going this and all the water is going down here instead of going through the line.
Yeah.
We're looking for that kind of stuff. Obviously cracks, breaks, blockages, and complete collapses. We've seen those as well too, where you can't even get through anymore because the entire sewer line is completely blocked.
Yeah, and if you're a buyer, doing a sewer scope and finding out if there are those things, like at the time of that real estate transaction is a great time to get sewer stuff done. I'm not going to say that all sellers pay to have sewer work done, but it is not uncommon to, if you find sewer problems, that, the seller ends up, having those fixed before closing.
Yeah, it's a hefty bill. It can be a hefty bill to get and have to deal with yourself, yeah.
And sometimes too, we have to have somebody come out. We have to have sewer line people come out and clean through the line so that we can get a camera back down there. And that's in the case of blockages.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even sometimes the blockages, right? It doesn't even have to be a collapse line. Maybe the blockage itself is just straight blocking everything. And
Yeah.
it just won't move. A lot of times we can pound that camera through. But sometimes it just doesn't get down there, and that's all that we can do at that particular moment. So get it routed, get it cleared out so we can get that camera the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or at least find what the next problem is. Hopefully not something big.
Right.
Right.
So, fact or fiction? If the water pressure's good, the plumbing is fine.
No. You can still have leaks. You can still have pressure issues with the house. You can still have shower issues. And so no, unfortunately, that's not a. That's definitely fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No hot water.
No hot water could be a whole nother issue. Absolutely.
That would be
Water hammers.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for being here today. We talked about all our dirty little secrets on camera, including information about cock and
So everybody loves the cock. I strongly suggest you use the right colored cock for you.
Hans Coleman, 5281, a step above inspections. Thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
If you like this content and want to support the channel, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go.